Hi, welcome to the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast with me, Anna Mead, here at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Diana. So we're going to be talking about spiritual business and work-life balance in this episode. And what I call this is Environmental Freedom Thursdays. So every single Thursdays, I come live and I share the process of thinking about your environment while you're trying to balance your spiritual business and your life and your work. And so specifically, I'm going to be talking about home and travel, but you can think of all of your environment, whatever it means to you. As we move through on this podcast episode for intentional living an intentional life, I talk about 7 areas, and I call this the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast because we visualize freedom to have the experiences in life that we'd love to have, including building a spiritual business online and being able to work from home and being able to travel while we work. I wanted to earn while I learn and travel while I teach. So I'm excited to share this journey of me doing that and being able to basically work from home anywhere that has an internet connection, in a cafe, on the beach, wherever, right? And so that was a dream of mine. And so our environment really does matter: where we work, how we work, where we want to be seen online, and where our soul tribe are hanging out and getting in front of them. I personally love the YouTube. I am streaming this out on Facebook, in that environment, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and in the soullegacyacademy.com, where I'm the founder of. So just envisioning being able to speak my message, being clear on the message that I'm speaking and living it, and then sharing it and teaching it is just absolutely phenomenal. And so let's dive into this episode and get going a little bit. And so if you are new to me, this whole process of living an intentional life and setting my vision for freedom, and then being in alignment with my values on freedom, and then being the vibrational harmony and match to that freedom and all of the 7 freedoms, it came from my spiritual awakening. And so I developed this process called the Intentional Living Coach Cheers to Financial Freedom Frequency. And so I journal, and this is my journal. Hey, welcome. Do comment and let me know where you're watching, and if you are new to me. So this is the Soul Legacy Journal. You may or may not have seen it. If you're a student of mine, you'll have seen it. And so I call it 365 days of your spiritual awakening, my spiritual awakening as well. A co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. And so what I'm here for, what I do with this journal, I'm going to need that in a second. I'll run over. What I do with this journal is journal out my journey through the process of manifesting that spiritual business and life work balance. And so I have my vision board challenge, and I talk about this all the time. So let me grab this for you. If you have not, and thank you to everybody who has requested access to this Google document. And so what I've done is I've created a vision board challenge for you, for my subscribers, for myself, for my students. And what I do is I go live every second week in December annually for this 7-day challenge, where we break down and we give space for all areas of our life, including our environment, our home, our travel, etc. But working from home is not the norm of what we've taught in the educational system. And traveling while we work and then seeing the world is like, wow, it's a dream for some people. Some people don't get the opportunity to even leave like their city and their country. You know, I love traveling and I love seeing the world. I've seen some of the world, and I am looking forward to seeing more of the world. So on my vision board, and so it's called a badass spiritual business vision board. Yeah, I call it 1 week to create a badass spiritual business vision board. I give you a week to create it with me on these daily lives. And so the 7 areas for the 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast are contribution freedom. I talk about that every single Monday. Your spiritual business, your life work balance, and your life purpose. I talk about health freedom on Tuesdays, your health, emotions on Wednesdays, environment on Thursdays, relationship on Fridays, spirituality on Saturdays, and finances on Sundays. So all of that makes up what I call the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency. It's kind of like a cheers to life, living your best life. Like, what would be your best life? Like, if you had a spiritual business online and you had work-life balance, where would you work from? What would your home even look like? Would it be the same as what it is now, or would it be different? Mine is a barn conversion. And so where would you be traveling? Where for me, there's a retreat in Dubai, there's a retreat in Thailand, and being able to go to different cities and stay in different places, different Airbnbs, different apartments, different houses, like lake houses, like tree houses, like everywhere, right? And cabins and log cabins and lake cabin, I don't know, like loads of different places I'd love to see as I travel the world. And so on my vision board, that's why I put, look, I'm going to be in service doing this, and there's the financial goals, and we'll talk about this on Sunday, receiving the financial freedom in order to be able to work from where we want to and be in the environments that we want to, and including impacting the environments and contributing to the environments, all of what is on ever on your vision board. So in that Google Doc, I share the links to the annual vision board challenge, and everything starts with a vision. We know that we have to be clear and begin with the end in mind. We know that if we're not clear on the environment that we want to work in, the environment that we want to live in, etc., we're not in vibrational harmony to changing that and up leveling. And so even though when you have a vision, sometimes chaos can seem like it's unfolding, and that's been true for me. I gave up my home 2 years ago when after fostering 3 children under 5, my great nieces and nephews. I had them for a year, and I was like, it was around my 50th year, coming up for my 50th year, and I was like, this is not my life. Like, it's not my life. I'm grateful I had the children, I did my part, and I was like, I want to travel for my entire 50th year. Actually, how do I get back into my business? Because I had to pause it and set up my business in a way that I could travel for this next chapter of my life. And so that is what I've been doing. It hasn't been easy. I've been in different environments, deciding to give up my home, thinking that things would go faster than they do, and they don't always. The universe will give you what it is that you need in divine time. And I'm still on that journey, and I'm loving the journey. And because I've got the vision in mind, and no matter where the detours, I've had losses in my life since then that have meant me changing my environments and stuff. And so the eye is on the prize, the eye is on the barn conversion. And when I'm in the barn conversion, I will be doing these lives, and I will be sharing with you, hey, this is my environment, and I'll share the journey of how I got to that environment. Do you know what I mean? So whatever is on your vision board, whatever travel places, I don't tend to post that much anymore and on the socials of what I'm doing. When my YouTube channel at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona, that environment, I will have the join button and have a community behind that, and I will record more of a relaxed daily vlog of me traveling and doing different things if people want to see it. I think it's nice to share. I do like sharing it. It's just the environments on the socials. Yeah, I'd rather share it with the people who are kind of doing similar things. So that's really huge. So what would you put on your vision board for your home, for your travel, for your environment, for your immediate environment, for your national, local, international, global universe? What's important to you in terms of giving you that life work balance, and in terms of living your best life that's in alignment with your vision? So I have the vision board challenge within my environment, my online teaching portal. If you'd love to come into my world and into my environment, then I invite you to come into the vision board course. And if you go to www.soullegacyacademy.com/courses/vision board, you will get access to that vision board challenge, last year's vision board challenge, the one that's coming up, and also replays, and also homework. You'll get the replays will come down off the Soul Legacy TV YouTube channel after the December. So if you're on them with me, they will come down after they'll go for a full December, and then they will come down and but they will still be in the online training portal. So it's just a way to share our journey and be accountable for our journey. And I do have students and invite students to book a 2-hour monthly coaching call. It's a group coaching call for the 7 Freedoms Frequency Call and Gym, where we'll be talking about, and I'll coach you and mentor you through that home and travel and that spiritual business and life work balance, and building a spiritual business model that gives you that freedom. And it's really surprising. Sometimes we don't consider certain things of like how we want to work, when we want to work, where we want to work, where our tribe are hanging out, and how for me, that spiritual life work balance and that home and that travel and going to different places is my energy exchange of being able to work online, specifically on YouTube. And this is why I wrote my book. It's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul-guided influencers compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. For me, my spiritual life work balance means being an author and being a spiritual YouTuber. Now, YouTube allow you to do ads, so that's the environment that I wanted to be in and do YouTube ads. And Amazon allow you to do ads, so that's the environment that I wanted to work in on Amazon. And so that while I'm doing a video, being able to have those videos work for me through ads without me having to be there, so that when I'm traveling or I'm going around the world doing whatever I'm doing, time zones are not a factor. And like where I'm living, as long as I've got an internet connection, it's good. And people say like the digital nomad, I say spiritual digital nomad. I realize that I've got to have, for me, for my own peace of mind, have those roots as well. It's okay traveling, it's okay being here, it's okay being there, but having the roots is super important to me. Whereas I didn't know materialistic stuff, I'm not really that bothered, to be fair. But the roots and having my Mac is like huge. You can't actually physically carry your Mac. So having all the things where you can work from home and you can work while you're traveling for your spiritual business, I think it's really huge. So let's go through this 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast again. If you are new, I've got notes. We talk about our vision and getting clarity around that. What is your vision? And then I want to talk about our values, being in soul alignment. Like if your values do not match with working from home, traveling while you teach, your environment, if your values don't match and you're around people in your environment, whether it's online, offline, in your home, wherever it is, then it makes it harder to live into the version of you that is on your vision board. Just keep your eye on that prize. Just keep, no matter what goes on around you, what happens in your physical world, keep your vibration in alignment with that, and in alignment with your own values. And if it conflicts with certain people's values, then remove yourself as much as you can. Somebody said to me today, protect your peace. I'm like, yeah, protect your peace. Make sure that you're protecting your peace and protect your vibration, right? I wrote in my book, The Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, sometimes it seems like chaos is unfolding when your old life is shedding that vibration. The universe will give you a nudge, as Oprah said, a whisper, and then it'll slap you upside the head and say, look, it's time to shift, or it's time to do blah, blah, blah. So be in alignment with your values, and everything else will lead you to whatever that manifestation is. And I'm talking to you and I'm talking to me too. So our vibrational frequency, so I'd forgotten to do this. And so we rate our vibrational frequency every single day here on the Intentional Living podcast. And the idea of that is to, again, raise your vibrational frequency so you're in alignment with what it is that you want to manifest. And so even, again, when things don't necessarily look like, oh, well, I can see the A to Z path, right? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps, just wherever you are now and the end. And so the last couple of days I've just been in a beautiful environment and just really actually being in my hometown and just really absorbing and being in amazing company, and it's just been really, really lovely. And it's just had me really elevate and really have high vibe, because as we were out and about and we've gone to different places and had different dates and different things, it's just helped me see, and sharing my journey and sharing my soul work, it has helped me see just how far I've come, but just the direction and the energy that it needs to be working from home. Like, where would I want to work? Where do I want to travel? And who do I want to travel with? It's just really, really epic. It's just given me so much clarity today. Today's a day that marks a day of change for me. And again, I'll share more on the vision board challenge at the end of the year. It's September now, it's 4th of September. So when it comes to the end of 2025, then I'll share what has manifested and what environments I've been in, what environments I am in, and how things have gone along the way. All right. So rate our vibrational frequency. So today, when we want to do it in our journal, so I'm saying I need my journal. So I don't EF. Actually, do you know what I did? I think I did EFT yesterday. I think I did, instead of doing Emotional Freedom Wednesday, I think I did EFT yesterday. But anyway, this is how you write it. EFT. I'm sure I did. It's Thursday today. Did I even wear a yellow t-shirt yesterday? I don't know. It was Emotional Freedom Wednesday yesterday. So, but this is EFT, Environmental Freedom Thursday. And the idea is to rate your vibration through the law of vibration. I consider myself a law of vibration teacher. If you have a vision on your vision board, if you've done a vision board, and again, I invite you to do a vision board with me. You can watch the replays of last year's vision board, and in the playlist you can click to get notified and come live with me and do a vision board challenge in the second week of December. If you have a vision board for your home, your ideal home, like where you want to travel, etc., and you are out of alignment with it, we know that not being in vibrational match to it is not going to manifest, right? And so we want to know that we are in. If we were already there and already doing it, how would we feel? It's feelings. I know that we say it's thoughts and actions and feelings and habits, and we say that, and then we don't actually do it, and we're like, we kind of feel like we're excluded. No, it's how we feel. And so even if there's a mismatch in our vision, my vision of the bound conversion, because I'm not in my bound conversion right now, and I'm saying that out loud, but I feel like I'm in my bound conversion. I feel like, and I was doing this today, I was doing this morning. It's like, imagine and closing my eyes, like, okay, well, I visualize this moment that I'm in right now, and didn't know exactly what it would look and feel like, or who would be there with me. And it's like, oh, wow, this has worked. So, okay, so you use your momentum of what has already worked for you and what you've done in the past, because we're always manifesting, and then kind of almost like teleport yourself to the place that you want to be. And it was just so much fun. And I feel at that vibration, and it just feels absolutely magnetic. I can feel it. And so today was a day where we've gone for a coffee. I found a coffee shop. Just this last couple of days has just flowed. Like, I'll talk about it more on Relationship Freedom Friday, a little bit more, not completely, a little bit more. And so we'd gone to a particular coffee shop, and when you just get that nudge of having an analogy of, oh, this is like life. And so we got coffee, etc. And then we'd gone up, and I didn't realize it had 3 flights of stairs in this coffee shop. And so we'd gone up one, and it was like, oh, shall we sit downstairs? Shall we go up the next level? And it's like, there's another level. And it's like, oh, can we bother to go up that level? Because it was like, it was busy. And it's like, and my legs started to hurt. And it's like, go up to that next level. And we went up to that next level, and it was just so spacious. It was the whole of the top floor, and there were sofas, and it was just epic in this coffee shop that we didn't see, because the other places were really narrow. And it's like, we didn't know what was up there, but we still kept going. It's like, let's take a chance. Let's go up there. And I just said, it's like that next level where you can't see, and it doesn't make sense to keep going. We were looking down and thinking, should we just go back down there because we know what's down there, and just find a space, like put ourselves in a tight space? And it's like, no, keep going. And it was amazing. So traveling while you teach in your home, wherever you are now. And so a lot of my students, even though they weren't living where they wanted to be, or either location or in the home, they would make a space. They realized that they didn't have a dedicated space to work, or like cleaning and like the pile of ironing that we always leave undone, or things that are left undone. And I say, clean up your environment. They say that when your mind is uncluttered, your environment's uncluttered, and whatever is going on in your environment is kind of that reflection. And I'll talk about the book that I was listening to today, Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life. It was by Bob Proctor, and I never mind just looking on the outside, we look on the inside. And I only listened to some of the chapter because it was like 45 minutes. I was like, if I listen to all of this, I'm not going to be able to share all of it, all the nuggets anyway, but I will listen to that for the rest of the day. But I wanted to share what I learned from that. And every single day here at the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, me manifesting my spiritual life and work balance. And for my spiritual business, I'm always a teacher, a law of vibration teacher, but I'm also, and I learned this from Bob Proctor indirectly. I didn't go through any of his teachings, but what the law of vibration is. And so knowing that we are souls having a human experience, and knowing that we're energy, we want to be mindful of what frequency we are vibrating at. So we want to rate our vibrational frequency between a 1 and an 11. And so a 1 is a meh, I feel a bit in soul funk. We don't get a 0 though. And 11 is in alignment, in tune, North Star values. You've gone through your spiritual awakening. You know that we are souls having a human experience, higher purpose, higher self, universe, source, God, whatever you want to say, in this physical plane experience in life. But we know that we can influence that flow. So I'll talk about the book Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life, and what I got from that today. But when you rate your vibrational frequency with me here at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona, every single day. So when we go from life purpose on Mondays, contribution freedom Monday, health freedom Tuesday, emotional freedom Wednesday, environmental freedom Thursday, relationship freedom Friday, spiritual freedom Saturday, and financial freedom Sunday. And by freedom, it is the vision of freedom, the value of freedom, and the vibration of freedom. We're raising our vibrational frequency to what freedom feels like and looks like for us. At the end of the week, you'll either have a score of between 11 and 77. So whatever it is, obviously 11 is the lowest score, but your scores may fluctuate. And then when you at the end of the week, you get a snapshot of what's going on for you and which area needs you to raise your vibration, alter some things, clear some things, let some things go. All right. So that's rating your vibrational frequency. And if you are a student of mine in the Soul Legacy Academy, or a boot camper or a masterminder, you can come to the 2-hour monthly coaching call. I do give that to my students. It's $77 per month. And I gift an entire year, 2 hours of group coaching on spiritual life work balance, because I value it so much. So if you come to this masterclass and you enroll in the bootcamp or the mastermind during this 4-hour free training, then I will gift you a 2-hour group coaching call. All right, just to support you in manifesting that spiritual life work balance. And so it's called the Spiritual Business Book Marketing on YouTube free masterclass and Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. And it actually goes with my book, this bank 50K in 50 days. And I do give a free chapter. I give 3 free chapters of my book. I give an introductory chapter, and I also give the first chapter, which is the first of 11 key principles, the principle of consistently going public. So there's me, consistently going public, and also the principles of integrity-based self-publishing, which is basically being on YouTube and being on Amazon in the first couple of chapters. So you'll kind of know whether you want to read the book, whether it's a vibe for you or not. So if you go to the masterclass, you'll get that. I have this book on my vision board, and working from home and traveling while I teach, being an author and an authority in my own right is huge. All right. So manifesting that, and that's the vehicle for the barn conversion. My spiritual business is my vehicle for my barn conversion, but I wanted to build my business in a way that wasn't going to burn me out and I could reach millions. You know how we say as light workers, I want to build a spiritual business, and I know that in my light work I can, help millions of people. I can say, and it's millions of random people, because we haven't got our niche down and we haven't aligned our movement, our message, and our money. And in the book, that's what I talk about: aligning your movement, your message, and your money, and creating that life work balance. And if we're working for somebody else, I get it. If we're working part time, if we're relying on government assistance, if we're relying on a spouse, I get it. I've done it all, and it sucks. So it's like, okay, well, how do we have that freedom? So the 7 freedoms frequency for intentional living is huge, and so this is what this free podcast is all about. All right, next thing. Let's talk about how you launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day. And Bob Proctor talks about this in the book, Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life. Like he says, what is a paradigm? So he was asked in an interview in the book, Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life. Bob Proctor was interviewed and he was asked, Bob, what is a paradigm? And he says, basically, it's a set of ideas that form beliefs that are in the subconscious that then become habits. That's your paradigm. Your paradigm is operating and you don't really notice it. You don't really like what we're manifesting. And he said, the way to know, and I love this because this is what we do, how we launch our day. He said, if you look at your life when you wake up and you are doing whatever you're doing, look at your behavior for 2 hours. And usually it's not in alignment with what we say we want. So I say how we launch our day, lead our day, and leave our day, doing it with ease, grace, and flow, is how we're going to manifest, so that when we grab these 7 freedoms and we implement them and we take them off our vision board and we plug them into our daily calendar and we say, you know what, this is what I'm going to serve for my life purpose. This is what I'm going to look after myself. This is how I'm going to help myself feel good. This is how I'm going to reflect, do it EFT, emotional freedom technique. These are the environments that I want to work in. This is where I want to travel. This is what my year is going to look like. This is the relationships, who I want to be around, whose energy you want to absorb on a daily basis. This is the spiritual practice. This is how you want to feel connected. This is my finances. So when you plug those into your day, as Bob Proctor said, for the first 2 hours of your day, imagine looking and observing yourself. And I invite you to do this, actually. Observe or have a look back and reflect on this last week. What have you done in order to push your life purpose forward? What have you done for your health? What have you done for your emotions? How do you feel on a daily? What have you done for your home and for your travel? Like, what is on your vision board? And have you just left this vision board? Yes, we do leave the vision board and the universe does miraculously work it out for us. However, the goals that we have, when we see the signs and the synchronicities, we say yes to them and no to the things that don't support it. It doesn't just happen where it's falling out of the sky. Like I had on my vision board to write a #1 best-selling book in my own right. Okay, well, nobody made me a #1 best-selling author. I had to think of the idea, think of the chapters, think of the concept, even publishing and speaking to if I have a guy, like collaborating with him, then sitting down for hours writing the book and then uploading it and then marketing the book. Like, it's not just, oh, well, I want to write a book and become a #1 bestseller, and the universe is just going to say, okay, you're now a #1 best. It's the experience and the journey, right? I'm just saying. So how are you launching your day? How are you leading your day? And how are you leaving your day? Does it reflect your environmental freedom? Are you vibrating at the frequency with your thoughts, how you're speaking, how you're acting, your habits? Are you developing habits? And in the book, Bob Proctor talks about repetition is key. Most people are like delusional. They think, oh, this is just like, they don't even know what their paradigm is. And he's like, your paradigm, it's repetition. In order to change your that's how we got there in the first place. In order to change, you weren't born with everything. So in order to change your paradigm, you need repetition. And what do we do on the 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast? Every single Monday, come back to life purpose. Every single Tuesday, come back to health. Every single Wednesday, come back to your emotions. Every single Thursday, come back to your environment. Every single Friday, come back to your relationships. Every single Saturday, come back to your spirituality. Every single Sunday, we come back to your finances. Do you see, like, that repetition? And I was explaining this today, of the way that this was downloaded to me is I can look back at last Thursday, which has just been an epic week, I will tell you, like so much has downloaded and that I couldn't even foresee. I couldn't even foresee the way, but I said yes because I could recognize it. My soul knew, right? And so without fear. And so it's like, okay, last Thursday I didn't know that I would go on a date, and I believe manifest my soulmate. I'm just saying, I'll talk about it on Relationship Freedom Friday. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't, but I think he is, right? So, so he thinks he is, or he might be. It's halfway there, right? So, that last Thursday, I didn't even know that would happen. Didn't even know that we'd be in that environment and spend so much quality time. Like, it's just been absolutely epic, like really amazing. But I have my second YouTube channel. I've been reading the book, Calling in the One. So I'm expecting it because I'm doing the work, going through the 49 lessons of this book, taking action, being on the dating app, speaking to people, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I'm saying? So the environment, and being able to have my spiritual business and say, do you know what, I can pause this and I can come back to this later, or I can do the morning and then I'll meet you in the afternoon. It's like the freedom, both of us having the freedom to do that. It was just absolutely epic. It's how we launch our day, lead our day, and leave our day, and doing it with ease, grace, and flow according to the environments that we want to be in. Huge. Change your paradigm, change your life. That repetition of, say, for me, last Thursday, coming back to the environment, and now I'm coming back to the environment, and it's like, well, I wasn't on live last week, but I am on live this week. So the next week, so we look back at the last week, we be in the present now, and then we look to what we set the vibration that we're emitting to attract all that we want to attract in the next week, and be in harmony with it, and then come back to the next week and then be grateful and look at our vibrational frequency, where we're vibing at. It's just magical. That repetition and that paradigm, it means that it's not just in your subconscious running you, you're aware, and we know awareness is everything, right? Self-awareness. So what I would say is, what 1 to 3 soul intentions can you set to be in alignment? Something that you'd let go of, and something that you would move into in relation to your environment, working from home and traveling. And so I'd set intentions and things that I'd about to let go. I didn't even realize that I was going to let go, but I know the intentions that have been set over this last week, since last Thursday, then that natural next step might not look like a natural next step, but because I've set the intentions and I'm vibrating at the end, beginning with the end in mind and living from the end, as Neville Goddard says, I'm like, whatever the universe throws at me, shows me, represents, I'm going to take that pathway and trust it. Just so beautiful. And that's how I live, like with ease, grace, and flow. Does that make sense? So whatever's on your vision board, sometimes it looks like, okay, well, I'm in this environment, and one of my students, or one of my soul sisters, actually, she was a student, had said that she wants to be in a certain place, live in a certain place, and I know you know who you are. And it's beautiful, and we've imagined ourselves to be in that environment. I can't wait. Like, we will be, in fact, she was on the lives and we were saying, you know, that we'll be taking pictures in this environment, we'll be doing, and we both know that we'll be working, not necessarily from home, but online, traveling while we teach is just phenomenal. All right, so what 1 to 3 things can you let go of? I'm about to let go of one today and just shift in my environment. I'm like, okay, this feels conducive with my spirit. And I'm like, and it's not expected, but I'm going to go with it anyway. And again, I'll talk about more on the vision board challenge when I do that, so that, like, I've got things to share. I'll share things along the way, but I've got things to share. So we've done vision, we've done vibration, we've done our values. We're talking about how you're launching your day, leading your day, and leaving your day with the intention of manifesting that spiritual life work balance. And then what I want to do is express gratitude for all that we have, right? And so the way that I do this, and if you're commenting somewhere I can't see, if you want to come over to the YouTube channel, I'm live on there at Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with A. And I know that people pop in and out, and some people have said, I can't comment. Like, I don't know if LinkedIn has the comments or what have you, but I'd love to have a conversation with you, and hopefully this is supporting you and helping you as I go live. So this is episode 4, and then tomorrow we'll talk about relationships. So I'd love to build more aligned relationships. So let's do gratitude. I'm sure that you've done gratitude before, right? So this is my gratitude rock stone that my daughter gave me. It's a love heart, right? It's awesome. It is actually a stone. And so I say my gratitude on here. And the way that we do it here on this 7 Freedoms podcast for intentional living is we say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate it. I want to be at that vibration regardless of what our physical environment is sharing with us. So changing your paradigm, change your life, it's changing inside for it to be different externally, right? And I'm not saying own all the stuff that people have done or people are doing. I'm just saying keep on, even when stuff looks harder, keep on appreciating. So I'm happy, I'm grateful, and I appreciate. We're going to go through all of the 7 areas of our life for that spiritual life work balance. So we're vibrating at that frequency and we're elevating at a higher frequency, right? More in alignment. And we can think of something in the past that we're grateful for, something in the present, or something in the predicted future. So you can't say, and I don't have anything to be grateful for, or like today's sucking for me, or whatever, right? And so I could say the second half of today sucks. However, I'm saying actually I've had an epic morning. The sandwich in the middle is going to be a transition for me, and I'm going to end my day, leave my day in an amazing way. But I'm so grateful for all of it. And it's not that every day that we wake up, like everything is always, there's no trials and tribulations, there's no challenges. That's not the point. That's not, oh, well, if you knew about manifesting or if there was God, everything would be rosy all the time. That's not really how life, we know that life be lifing. Life is lifing, right? So we say, I'm happy and grateful. So I will do it. I'll say it out loud. You can say it out loud or write it in your journal. So for contribution, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate. Oh, happy and grateful and appreciate. What would I say? Oh, the vision board challenge, because one of my students actually requested to have the vision board challenge, and it's been a while since, because we've worked together and she's done vision board challenges before herself. Shout out to you, because you know who you are. And she requested the vision board doc, and I'm like, yes, I can't wait for her to do this vision board doc, because she said it felt more like of a luxury to do the vision board challenge. Like it's not really that important. And I'm like, no, that's the place that we start. Like, so I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that. That's really super cool. I've shared the vision board challenge, and if you don't know, here. And then when I was offline, then I get an email notification saying this person wants to access this doc. And then I say, here you go. There you can comment. You can have a copy of the doc and go through the vision board challenge with me. That for me is powerful. I'm grateful for that. So I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my health. That my sleep was epic last night. It was just really peaceful and just really blissful. I'm happy and grateful. And if you know me, like for the last 30 years, since I was pregnant with my son, I've had broken sleep. I'm just saying. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate. So that was health, emotions. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that I can be aware of my emotions and vibrate high, regardless of what's going on around me. That is awesome. And that I have cheerleaders around me that will always hold me up, hold space for me. I'm always holding space for other people. I hold space for my students. I hold space now. And it's so nice to have that. That makes me smile. It lights me up. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my environment, the environment that we were at. It wasn't an Airbnb, but it was awesome. It was like a luxury penthousey kind of sweetie thing. It was dreamy. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate relationships. The man that I've manifested in my life, very, very, very special man. And I'm happy and grateful, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my spirituality in terms of knowing that we're souls having a human experiencing and allowing soul to lead me, allowing soul to have that connection, like seeing the world through the lens of my soul. That for me is priceless. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate finances. I said this one already, but I was just treated like such a queen. I'll say that I bought an egg muffin this morning. I was like, I really want an egg muffin. I was like, it's like, really? It's like, yeah. So it's like, here, go get yourself one. Go get two if you like. I'm like, no, I'll just have one. And I got a cheesecake last night. That, you know, it all takes money. You see it on the shelf, you see how much it is, and it's an energy exchange. And so that I'm really happy and grateful for. So that is gratitude for today. So whether it's something in your past, something in your present, or something in your predicted future. Bag 50K 50 days challenge. If you don't know, raising your vibrational frequency and being in alignment with your spiritual business and having a home, traveling is going to cost money, right? And so having your spiritual business and having that like work and lifestyle balance is something that I invite you guys to do. So come to the Spiritual Business Book Marketing on YouTube, free 4-hour masterclass. It happens, there's a replay, but it happens live on the last Monday of the month at 3 p.m. UK time, 4 hours on this YouTube channel at the Solis TV, Spiritual Business Success by the Owner. So we will be kicking off the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, right? So once we've done that and you can see on the vision board, okay, this is the life purpose. This is what I would like to receive. Okay, well, this is what I'd like to contribute, and give. And this is what I would like to receive in terms of finances. And this is the lifestyle that I'd want to live. So you know why you're doing it. You know that you're doing it, you're on mission. You know that you're okay to do it and receive. And so I will share with you in the visible world how to do this. And then I will share with you in the visible world on the masterclass and in the vibrational world for this journal. And so these daily lives are a way of looking at your vision board and then saying, okay, right, universe, bring it to me. Bring me the way. How? I don't need to know how, but in the day-to-day living, and if your paradigm is blocking, your internal is blocking, and what you're saying to yourself, how you're speaking to yourself, how you're acting, is not in alignment with that vision board, it ain't gone, man. People are like, it doesn't work. It does work. However, we've got to know what's in the way, and vibration is everything. Your words are vibration. Soul speaking into existence is a thing. So this is a magical journal. You're welcome. It's called the Soul Legacy Journal. Again, 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. A co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy by 4 light workers. Alchemizing your wounds, turning them into wisdom, gathering up your spiritual ascension tools after your spiritual awakening, and alchemizing them and getting gifts out there to have that spiritual business and life work balance. Can I get an amen? So this journal gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. You're welcome. A vibrational money voucher. And we spend the vibrational money on the experiences that are on your vision board. If you haven't done a vision board, you kind of just like flying around saying, okay, well, universe, I need some more money, like 50K in specifically. And I'd love you guys to do this challenge, take this challenge on. Let me know if you're taking the challenge on. There's a vision board, there's a Facebook group and a Telegram group for the vision board challenge. So I can see that. And when you're spending your vibrational money voucher, body up, just post in there, body up, bring a body in, do this, have fun with money. So it gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. You tie 10% to a worthy cause because you want to be a great human. And so my worthy cause is Compassionate Friends. I'm a volunteer for Compassionate Friends. I am a one-on-one grief companion support for a bereaved mum. I'm a bereaved mum. And so the charity have been amazing. I just actually got a text message from one of the leaders and the staff, and she was just saying about she was just saying thank you, and you know, she's glad it's going well. So that's really in my world. Yes, I'm tithing money, but I'm tithing my time. So tithing for that, because it's something that I believe in, that I'm connected to, and I've raised money for them as well. And it's in that believing that was my vision, and then it's manifested. I put it on my vision board and I took those actions, and now it's here. And it took 2 years from training to do the volunteering to actually doing it now. Not quite 2 years, but almost. So that's really special. Like, I still held that vibration, and there's no synchronicity, there's no coincidences. The synchronicities is just, and it's an honor. It's an honor. and a blessing. It really is. So tithe 10% to a worthy cause and feel into that worthy cause and go to their website or wherever it is and pay that money. Really make a difference to other people's lives, right? Or if it's your own worthy cause. And then the other 900, then you spend. You get to spend. You get to spend it. It's like, oh, I don't want to spend money. Like, why have you created a vision board then? Like, why do you want to express? Like the cost of living, like a cup of coffee. Like, listen. So you want date nights and date days and ads, YouTube ads and Amazon ads and all the things, we need some money. Anyway, spend it with the experiences on your vision board. Now, I do give grace. There are rules, spend tithe every day, but if you want to carry over the money, and I do, I tend to tithe and then carry over the money to the next day. You can carry it over every single day, but no more than 7 days. So Sunday, you've got to spend it. And I will share on Sunday what I've spent my vibrational money voucher on. And trust me, I'm going to spend it on some good stuff. After this week, I'm going to spend it on some good stuff. So I'm excited. So come with me and on the journey. You don't spend it on bills. You know, you're having experiences with your soul clients, soul family influence, soul tribe impact. There's a vibrational money voucher in the Facebook group. There's one in the masterclass as well, in the Bank 50K in 50 days. There's the homework to the masterclass, and that shows you about walking you through doing the maths, and it walks you through like the business model of how many soul clients do you need, or students or what have you, do you need to have in order to bank that 50K in 50 days. We do the maths vibration in the physical world. We do the vibrational, so that you know why it is that you even want that money. Like, it's like making an offer. I say offer 10 times the value. Tony Robbins said that. That's where I first heard it, and he got it from Jim Rohn. Always offer 10 times the value. I'm thirsty. 10 times the value that you ever ask anybody to invest. So, like, to value what you do yourself and offer 10 times the value that you ever offer and ask anybody to invest. So what is it that you need to create in order to be 10 times the value that you're asking somebody to invest? And what's the investment point? And I do angel numbers. I love it. 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 And part of that is saying, come to the 1 week Create a Badass Spiritual Business Vision Board and YouTube challenge, create a spiritual business and life work balance. Log in here at the Soul Legacy, now at the Soul Legacy Academy, /courses/vision board. Right? So when you're timing your time, and again, I've got a 2-hour coaching call. So this is 7 Freedoms Intentional Living podcast. We've got the 7 Freedoms intentional 7 Freedoms calling gym, and so that's a 2-hour monthly coaching call, which if you come to the masterclass, I will gift it to you if you sign up for my bootcamp and or my mastermind. I love it. Absolutely love it. For me, that's 10 times the value. $7.77 if you come live and you win a 2-hour coaching call. It's $77. Hello. I'm just saying, practicing what I preach. So that's the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. All right, what else we got? We've got the card for today. I've already done the book. My book, there is a book club for my book. There's a free chapter, and under the introduction video on the inside, then there's the SBY and the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network book club. If you can chat while you read my book, and if you have a book of your own, you can launch it in there and we'll chat while we read your book. So this is Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul guided influencers compass to leverage your light worker lifestyle on YouTube. This is me leveraging my light worker lifestyle on YouTube. The free chapter is called How to Start, Build and Grow a Successful Online Spiritual Business on YouTube with a #1 best-selling book launch. Just saying, those are the environments that I wanted to be in. All right, I've got one last thing, which is the card for today, and then I'm going to respect your time and you can hop off. This is Keepers of the Light. You can see it. You can see ring lights. An oracle deck, and this is the card that I pulled. I'm going to read it, right, for us. Okay, here it is. Hilarion, divine healing. Honor your sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and heal Your light can support others. That is an epic one for me today, listening to this. Hilarion is a spiritual master who lived in the Middle East during the 4th century. At the age of 15, he felt the call to go on retreat on the retreat of St. Anthony in the Egyptian desert. This was busy with people needing healing. So after a while, he went back home with monks. During that time, his parents passed away, and it was said that Hilarion was so devoted to service, he gave all of his estate to his brothers and the poor. For the rest of his life, he lived in as a hermit in a cave and was said to perform miracles with his prayers and touch. Now, he's like, you know what? My environment is just going to be a cave and I'm going to be in service. I wouldn't necessarily say that is alignment for me, but I get it that, okay, well, what is more important? And I gave up my home and I was like, I'm just going to be in service. Just like, okay. To this day, he is dedicated to healing, and he also helps spiritual people who feel overly sensitive. Do you feel overly sensitive? To overcome their challenges and integrate with the normal world. That for me is just epic. And I realize that I'm going dark and light. Extended message. The world can seem overwhelming to you. It's okay to retreat to a safe space every now and again. This is me today. And to cleanse and recharge your energy. This is me today. Mark this day. Okay. You may feel called to serve others, to share your healing with them, but please ensure you are filled up with light. This is me today. Love and energy first. This is me today. And so it is. So that you are not sacrificing your own development for others. Yes, you are surrounded by healing light of Hilarion and the healing angels at this time, so that you can recharge and feel whole. This is me today. Can I get an amen? Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Thank you for requesting again. This document is a free challenge, right? Here at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success by Owner at the YouTube channel. I stream live on the second week in December annually, Monday to Sunday, with all of these areas: the spiritual, business, and life work balance. Can I get an amen? Love it. All the links are there for the last year. All the links will be there for this year. All the links, I will update this annually. You don't need another doc. You just need vision. Clear vision. Like, if you're busy, I don't have time, I don't blah, blah, don't have the money, doing busy work, being broke or being burnt out, it's not the one. That is not spiritual life work balance. I want to teach you how to create passive and leverage soul client income streams and be an author and be an authority. You may come to the masterclass, and if you want to share about your spiritual awakening story, you want to share how you've gone on that journey, and if you want to be a co-author with me, I have a co-author book series called the Soul Legacy Journal, Spiritual Awakening Stories of 365, a co-created self-path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. It's a co-authored self-path, sorry. And for me, that is a way for us to collaborate and connect. I have the monthly community for the Global Networking Hub, and I have what I call a free monthly a media kit collab call, meaning that when you're an author and you're an authority and you want to be out there and go and get featured and take our book or your book on a virtual book tour to get our story in front of the people that we're here to serve, then we can do this together. So there's a monthly call as well that I'd love to continue on this energy and continue on this conversation. All right, I'll speak to you soon. Big love. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Share your gifts, shine your light, because you were born to serve. Here's to showing up, speaking out,